Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So good day again everyone. Today we will be discussing about the rational roots theorem. Okay. So firstly, rational roots theorem. It's a method of getting all the roots of your polynomial function, and to be specific, roots are just simply put it, it's the factors of your given polynomial, and roots are the numbers, okay, that when you plug in into your equation or into your given, it will give you a remainder of 0. Okay, so in this part, it's very important for you to know the factor theorem or the remainder theorem, and at the same time how to do synthetic division, and also some factoring methods that to make your looking for the zeros or the roots easier. Kasi at some point when it is already in the trinomial form or in the quadratic form, it's easier for you to get the roots by just simply factoring if you know how to factor. Okay, so going to our topic. So the rational roots theorem firstly will require you to have this P over Q. Okay, of course that's the general look or the form for any rational number. Okay, so where will you get P and where will you get Q from your given? So this is our given, 3x cubed plus 10x squared plus x minus 6. So the P would be on the constant part. So the constant would be your P. And then the Q would be from your numerical coefficient or the leading coefficient natin, which is of course the numerical coefficient of the highest degree, which is x cubed. And we don't really mind the sign, so if it is negative or positive, then it's still okay, because when it comes to the rational roots theorem, we are always taking into consideration the positive numbers and also the negative numbers. Okay, so for the P, you need to look for all the factors of P, which is of course all the factors of 6. So possible factors of 6, okay, would be of course positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, and positive 6. Plus and minus pala. Okay, so how did we get those numbers? You just simply go from the lowest number up until the number itself. So you have 1, 6 divided by 1 is 6, 6 divided by 2 is 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 6 divided by 6 is 1. So there are no other numbers that the 6 will be divisible by. And going to the 3, it's just simply plus and minus 1 and plus and minus 3. Okay, so those would be your numbers only. And of course, you just simply have to get the combination of all those numbers. Meaning, for P over Q, you will have 1 divided by 1. So that is simply positive negative 1, and then 1 and 3, so that dinidivide mo sila kasi you will see that is a fraction. Okay, 1 divided by 3, so that is plus and minus 1/3. Then the other fraction that we need is the 2/3, so we have 2/3, and I am arranging this from lowest to highest. I will also have plus and minus 2 still kasi 2 divided by 1. And then we have plus minus 3 and plus minus 6. So let me just show you how I got these things. 1 divided by 1 is of course 1. 2 divided by 2 is of course 2. 3 divided by 1 is of course 3. And 6 divided by 1 is of course 6. So it's here. Okay. And then for the 3, we have 1/3. We have 2/3 already there. We have 3 divided by 3. The answer is 1. So it's already there. And 6 divided by 3 is equals to 2, which is already there. So we don't write anything repeating. So if it is already written, like for example, this 1 divided by 1 is also equals to 3 divided by 3. Therefore, you will not repeat the 1. In any case, this would be your rational zeros, P over Q. And then the thing about this one is you will test some of the values here up until you reach a 0 for the remainder. And you will test using the remainder theorem. Okay, remainder theorem. So under remainder theorem, I just simply have to pick one, either positive 1, negative 1, positive 1/3, negative 1/3, positive 2/3, negative 2/3. Okay, so first maybe let's try positive 1. So using positive 1 in the remainder theorem, you will have 3x cubed plus 10x squared, plus x minus 6. Okay, so this would be 3, 1 cubed plus 10, 1 squared plus 1 minus 6. This will give you an answer of positive 8. Okay, you can use your calculator for this one. Okay, so this will give you an answer of positive 8. If it is not a factor, or if it's not a 0, therefore you skip to the next one. Maybe let's try negative 1. So we have again 3, negative 1 cubed plus 10, negative 1 squared plus negative 1 minus 6 equals to 8. Let me just get my calculator. So this would be calculate negative 1, and this would give you an answer of, no, not 8. This should give you an answer of 0. Okay, so if you evaluate this one, it will give you an answer of 0. Therefore, we can assume that this is your very first 0. Okay, so that would be your very first 0. So let's write it down here on the top using another color of ink. So one of the zeros is x is equals to negative 1. So that is one of your zeros. Okay, and of course, one of the factor would be, of course, x plus 1. Okay, one of the factors. So we have the zeros using the circle or the oblong, and then we have the factor using a quadrilateral. Okay, so next one, after you have arrived with at least one zero, okay, one zero or one factor, you simply have to do the synthetic division. So you use the synthetic division, you take the number again, negative 1. Let me use another called negative 1. Let me write synthetic division. Negative 1, and then of course division. Write down all the numbers. You have 3, 10, 1, and negative 6. This would give you 3. This would give you negative 3. This will give you 7, I guess. 7. Negative 7. This is negative 6, positive 6, and 0. So this would be your answer, giving you your new polynomial to be 3x squared plus 7x minus 6, and of course you have of remainder 0. Okay, so the thing here, class, is you can either repeat the process, kasi the thing is, when you have divided using the synthetic division again, you will repeat the p over q over and over again. Okay, so uulitin mo yan. But the thing about this one is, if you can factor this one, since it is already in its they call this, it's already in its quadratic form. If you can factor this one, then go ahead. If not, then just use the rational zeros theorem. Okay, so it's up to you. Kung nahihirapan ka, if you are having a hard time factoring, then go with the rational zeros theorem. So let me try to apply the rational zeros theorem here. And maybe later on, we will apply the factoring method. Okay, so we have p over q. Then again, since it's 6 again and positive 3, then we will have the same set of p and q's, or rational zeros. We have 1, we have 1/3, we have 2/3, we have 2, we have 3, and then we have 6 again. Okay, then let's try which one of these following zeros, possible zeros, will give you an answer of a factor of 0. Okay, I mean a remainder of 0. Will give you a remainder of 0. Okay, so we have this given. Let's try maybe positive 1 again. Okay, so using positive 1, you will have 3, 1 squared plus 7, 1 minus 6. Let me just use my calculator. 3x squared plus 7x minus 6. Calculate 1. Okay, this will give you an answer of 4. So, alis na agad yan. Let's try negative 1. Negative 1 will give you an answer. I will not write it down anymore. It will give you an answer of 10. Let's try positive 1/3. Okay, let's try 1/3. Okay, 1/3 will give you an answer of negative 10 over 3. let's try to negative 1/3. Negative 1/3. Negative 1/3 will give you an answer of negative 8, so that's not it. And then let's try positive 2/3. Positive 2/3. Okay, positive 2/3 will give you an answer of 0. So we will use positive 2/3 for our rational 0. Okay, as our rational 0. And then of course, when you have identified your rational 0, okay, and of course you have identified that it is a factor, now we proceed to synthetic division. Synthetic division again. And synthetic division, you will take that number 2/3. You will divide the given by 2/3, and the given is 3, 7, and negative 6. 3, 7, and negative 6. Okay, having 3, 7, negative 6, let's try 3. This would be 2/3 times 3, the answer is 2. This is, am I correct? Wait, let me check, because I'm not that confident with my... Yeah, it's 2. And then 7 plus 2, the 7, 8, 9, the answer is 9. And I think this would be 6. Yeah, 6 and then 0. So this would be 3x plus 9. Okay, so let's list down first our first 0. It's plus 2/3. It's here on way up here on the top. So our other 0 is equals to 2/3, and our other factor is of course 3x minus 2. Okay, if you did not get that, I would urge you to know your transposition. Okay, it just happens to be like this. That's 2/3. Transpose this here, 3x. Transpose it here, kasi it's addition na lang, and like this one, it would become 3 minus 2. Okay, so that would be your other factor. Let me erase that. And okay, it's not automatically converting into a box. Anyways, so yeah. And then of course the last one, if you would notice, it's already a monomial. I mean, the highest degree is already 1. So therefore that is the that would be the smallest. Okay, ito na yung pinakamaliit. Ito na yung the bottom part, because in mathematics, if you have, for example, cube, the zeros will be 3. If you have squared, the zeros will be 2. And then if you have x, the zeros will be 1. And since this is already x, okay, therefore this is already your 0 for that given. Okay, so you have 3x plus 9. 3x plus 9. So your other given, or your other factor will be 3x. Wait lang, let me circle this one. Okay, it's 3x plus 9. Okay, but what about your other 0? Your other 0 will be coming from this one. This one. Okay, so transpose x is equals to negative 9. And then you have 3 here still, so transpose that, so it would become divided by 3, right? And then of course 9 divided by 3, the answer is of course negative 3, and this would be your other 0. Okay, so again you have cube here, therefore you will have 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, and you will have 3 factors, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is how you actually identify the zeros or the factors of your polynomial. Okay, but this one is you can actually identify the factor if you know good factoring. Okay, but if your number will be longer, if your polynomial will be longer, like it starts with x raised to 5, this one is the best way for you to identify your zeros, because even I is not that good in when it comes to factoring. That's why this one is very useful. Okay, so maybe let's have another example before we end the video. Let me just go here on the side. Okay, our other example, let it be something bigger. Say we have x raised to 4 plus 2x cubed minus 9x squared minus 2x plus 8. So we have this. Okay, so it's a good thing that our given for the q is simply 1 kasi ito may 1 dyan. So meaning our p over q will just simply be plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 3, sorry, hindi pala 3, 4 plus minus 8. And since that is just 1, so eto na lang yan. Okay, yan na lang mismo yan. So that would be plus minus 1, 2, 4, yung 5 not pwede, 6 hindi pwede, 7 only 8. So let's try, okay? So let's try all the possible zeros na, since that is already a fraction. I mean, whole numbers na lang. Okay, no more fraction. So let me just plug in into my given. Wait lang for a while. Oh shiz. Okay. Okay. And then okay. Let me try positive 1. Okay, let's try positive 1. Okay, so calculate for 1. Okay, so it's a good thing. Using positive 1, we already arrive at 0. Okay, using my calculator na lang. So it's just simply like this. So you will have 1 raised to 4 plus 2 raised to 1, 2 times 1 raised to 3 minus 9 times 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 8. The answer is already 0. Then use synthetic division. So this would be positive 1 divided by 1, 2, negative 9, negative 2, and 8. 1, 1, 3, 3, negative 6. This is negative 6, and this is negative 8, negative 8, 0, giving you an answer of x cubed plus 3x squared minus 6x minus 8. Okay? So same lang, kasi since that is still 8 and this is still 1, our rational zeros will maybe still be the same. I know, it will definitely be still the same. Possible rational zeros natin. Ito pa rin. So let's take again plus 1 maybe. So let's take plus 1 using that given. So let me just input that in my calculator. X cubed plus 3x squared minus 6x minus 8. Let's try 1 again. Okay? If you try positive 1, the answer would be negative 10. So definitely not. Maybe let's try negative 1. If we try negative 1, the answer would automatically be 0. So therefore, we will proceed again kasi that is already a 0. Okay? So this would be negative 1 divided by 1, 3, negative 6, and negative 8. We have 1, negative 1, 2, negative 2, negative 8, positive 8, and we have 0. Okay? Assuming that our answer is correct, we have x squared plus 2x minus 8. Okay? So in this case, I think we can factor this one out. And the factor of this would be x plus 4 and x minus 2. And that would be our answer. Okay? So, listing down our zeros. So let me just check those things. Our zeros are, firstly, we have positive 1 here. So let me just circle that. Positive 1, negative 1. And then since we did not continue with the rational zeros theorem, we just use factoring. This would be our factors. And from the factors, we can also identify the zeros, giving us a 0 of x is equals to negative 4 and x is equals to positive 2. Let me just write that down properly. Negative 4 and x is equals to positive 2. So this would be our zeros. Negative 4, negative 2. We also have x is equals to 1, x is equals to negative 1. Our last zeros that we have solved. And of course, our factors will be x minus 1 and x plus 1. Okay? So let me just clarify saan ang galing yung mga bagay na yan. This one came from here, this one came from here, and these factors came from our zeros, and these factors came from our zeros. Okay? So here's the thing, class. Factors, this one, can produce zeros, like this one, ito. Okay? But at the same time, zeros can also produce factors. Okay? So yung naka-box yung ating factors, yung naka-circle yung ating zeros. Okay? So I do hope you got that. Okay, if you would be asking any other questions, you can consult me in our class. And also, if you would want to review again, you can just view the video over and over again. Okay? So the steps and methods will be different, especially on the last part. Kasi you can either use factoring or continue with the rational zeros theorem. It's up to you. Okay? But again, it will give you the same answer long as you know that what you are doing is correct. Okay? So if you don't have any other questions, thank you everyone for listening, and assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.